Welcome to another on the bench, basically after working on the gun yesterday. I've had these two particular rifles on the bench before. We had a game last Saturday and both the weapons went down on him, and I actually lent him one of my M4s to use for the rest of the day. But the issue that we had here on the sniper rifle, as you can tell, I'm still getting over a cold. The magwell adapter messed up again. Okay. Originally it broke the front off. I added some material for that, which you can see a big glob of stuff on the front, made that better. And it was working pretty good. But it broke off again. So he actually took it out. Well, I took it out for him, and he was just in regular mags. And what had happened was a little piece of this black PLA stuff, or whatever it's made out of, went inside between the hop up and the cylinder and got wedged in there. So he couldn't close the bolt. So I had to take it apart, which is real simple. Take it apart, clean it out, and it's working like a champ. So that was the big fix for this. So then I decided that I would try to fix the mag adapter. So what I did, and I will show that, what I did is there's a new procedure for putting this in and out. Before we used to just push it in over the nozzle because I had made the gap wide enough to go over the nozzle like this, like going right over it. Problem with that was every time you drew the bolt back, one BB, almost two BBs would go down, and when you were pushing, sometimes you would push in two BBs. It would allow two BBs to go in and you'd get a double fire. So I have repaired that, and I'm going to show what we're going to have to do. The proper procedure for taking this out now is actually pull the bolt back and then take the screws out to get this out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screws out of this to facilitate taking this off. Now, the screws are right into the center of this. It's a solid block, so it's not a problem like drilling right through. And these bolts actually meet in the middle and tighten up against each other so that when you put them both through the gun into the adapter, they go like this and they touch here. They touch in the middle. Almost, they touch in the middle and they tighten up, and then they won't loosen up on them. Okay, we've taken that out. Now, this looks ugly as shit. Okay, it's all glued up and all kind of stuff like that. But the big thing is that it doesn't allow the BB to come out without some pressure. Now, there is going to be a pressure in there when you put the mag on there, which I'm not going to do, and it won't fall out. As you can see, the BB's still being held in there. I think that's what he needed. Now, this allows the barrel to come through the opening here, and this will keep the BB from falling out. It's ugly looking, but it really doesn't matter because when it's in the gun you don't see it. So I'm going to leave this out because he wants to test it with the regular mags when he comes up today. So there's nothing physically wrong with the gun. And then what you can do is just close the bolt, bang, slam, ready to go. And I'm just going to put the screws back into this, and he can put this in the bag and ready to use it next time we go out, which will be next Saturday. Okay, we have his M4 on the bench. Now, last Saturday, he put the mags in, and it worked, or it didn't work, almost immediately. And he had two different mags. He has his KWA mags, and he had these short M4 mags, VN style mags. Now, that's the washing machine running, if you can hear that in the background. Life happens, you know. So I couldn't understand what was going on, so I thought it was the hop-up. So I said, okay, hop-up's having problems. We had changed out the hop-up from a regular dial style to a rotary one. And I thought it was shooting good. It was having problems picking up some BBs, and I thought, well, the 3.2s are too heavy for it. I don't know what's going on. But I would test, and I thought, oh, maybe the mags are the problem. So I was testing these mags in my gun. They feed the 3.2s no problem. But I tested the KWAs, and they were 99% of the time feeding the mag no problem. I've since lubed and then washed the mags out with alcohol, and they're feeding flawlessly now on my gun and here. What I did, and I will insert a picture here after I explain it, is when the mag would go inside, you have this raised portion on the M4 mags. The original KWA hop-up was 2 pieces. It was screwed into a plate here, and it had a little like piece that extended down. That was a little narrower than what is normally on an M4 when you look inside the mag well. And the hop-up was pushed to the one, it was pushed up a little bit so that the feed tube, and it was pushed up and back, so the feed tube was actually not going straight in here, it was going in at an angle. It wasn't going in completely, and it was only going in a little bit to let the BBs in, and there was pressure on it. That was happening with all the hop-ups. So I was thinking, okay, it's not the hop-up, because I eliminated the mags. I tried 3 different hop-ups, I tried 4 different buckings. I'm like, okay, it's doing the same damn thing on every hop-up, so something is wrong. And then I looked inside the gun. Never thought about this. On the KWA, that holder right here at the top of the lower receiver for the 2-piece hop-up had a spot, had a like plate where you screw that lower hop-up piece feed tube on there and it stays. Well, looking at a regular hop-up, that just barely fits through there. Some hop-ups, it didn't fit through all the way. Or it got in there and it hung up and it wouldn't close right. So what I did is I took my Dremel and I Dremeled the hell out of that flat part on either side. And here's a quick picture of it so you can take a look and see what it looks like. As you can see in the picture, I Dremeled out on both sides so that when this mag goes in there, the hop-up can lay down in there without no pressure pulling it up or one side or the other. And it allows this mag to travel all the way up in there and the feed tube to go in perpendicular straight in and feed the BBs through. Well, I did that, and both mags flawlessly feed the BBs now. I checked all 3 of the KWA mags he has with them and the 3 M4 VN style mags, and they all feed .32s fantastic. The only negative is these VN style mags feed all except the last 3 to 4 BBs that are in the feed tube. That's standard with any like mag I put in there. The KWA mags though, the last 3 or 4 shots sometimes misfeed, but most of the time they don't go through. Since I've cleaned them, they seem to be working better. But when I originally was trying them, they would misfeed on the last 3 or 4 shots. I'm not counting the 4 shots or 4 BBs that are still in the mag, in the feed tube. I'm counting an extra 3 or 4 BBs that are in the mag. I don't think there's enough pressure on the mag to push the BBs all the way up in. Now, like I said, since I cleaned them and got them all straightened out, they seem to feed most of the time. I'd say 99% of the time they feed all the BBs. Every once in a while, you will get a misfeed on them last 3 or 4 BBs that are left in the mag. But other than that, it's working like a champ. Gun is shooting phenomenal. But I will also go through another issue that I had. I originally had a G&G blue cold weather bucking in there for the hop-up. Well, the hop-up goes all the way on to pick up the 3.2s to put them out there. Sure, I'm getting out 125 feet, but that's it. I mean, they're right at 125 feet, they're dropping down. So I thought, let's try the original hop-up. And it's a really soft rubber bucking. And same thing, hop up all the way on, just barely getting out there. So I got a G&G cold weather bucking, a normal one. Put that in there, and they go out a little bit farther, but again, the hop up is all the way on. So when I went, and I actually had one, it's a Reaps Range Extended Adjustable Project Systems ME3 MARI compatible. It says 130 with .36 BBs. It's a little harder bucking, but it has a bigger nub on it. And he's using 3.2s. And I put that in there, and the hop-up is adjusted about maybe 3/4 of the way on. And the things are sailing out there to 220 feet. Now, granted, I keep tweaking the hop-up so it got a little lift and drops in at 220. But he could take that down if he wants a little bit more pinpoint shots. But after I got done shooting, I adjusted the hop-up down again and got it so it's just level out there. Probably like maybe like 185, 190 feet, and then it just drops off. But 125 feet with the scope, pinpoint accuracy on a headshots to a torso that I have out at 125 feet. I mean, headshot, 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 no matter what every time I shoot at it. So, gun is being phenomenal. One thing also I will come back around to, on semi, both mags, flawless. On full auto, about half of this mag, maybe 3/4, it's shooting fine, and then it starts misfiring once in a while. On the KWA, the full auto, maybe half the mag, and it starts missing a BB every once in a while. It sounds like it's missing BBs. The mag cannot keep up with the full auto that I have on this gun, which is not a problem because he's shooting 99% full auto with this. Now, we did a chrono yesterday, and I'm going to do another chrono and include the 2 pictures. I did a chrono with .30 BBs, and it was shooting 365 or .186 and 1.86, and the field limit here is 400 with 2.5s or 1.86 joules. So 300 or 365 with 3.0s is 400 with 2.5s. He was right on the limit. So I'm going to chrono today with some .25s, see what it's actually shooting joules and FPS wise, and I'm going to take a picture and I am going to insert it here. As you can see, the FPS with .25s was 374, averaging about 15 to 16 rounds per second, which is perfect, I think. So I'm going to call this fixed again. He's coming out to test fire it today. We're going to mess around a little bit. I don't think we need another hop-up in it. I have all these other hop-ups that I have available here, but this is what I threw in there. I wanted to show them what I got, what I put in there, and what I worked with. But it's actually done again, and we're going to call this good, and hopefully I don't see it back here for quite a while. The only upgrade that I think we should maybe do eventually down the road is... No, I don't think we need to do any updates to this. This should be good to go. So, as always, I hope you guys are having a good day and go out and enjoy the sunshine if you got it.